Whoa, that's a little bit Dutch angly. Let me see if I can fix that. So, as a person who spends an inordinate amount of time on the internet, I'm impressed with how little I knew about Chris Chan. Sure, I had heard the name, and I'd seen the face, and I'd seen images of her character Sonichu. But just like other internet personalities like Onision or Logan Paul, I knew nothing about her, or at least nothing until last week. Here's a reenactment of me learning about the Chris Chan story. What? 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 Now, Chris Chan was in the news recently, and we'll get to that. But as I've been increasing in my autism and disability rights content in the last few months, I've been keeping my ears perked up for these kinds of stories, and whoo boy did I get one here. Now, if you don't know, Chris Chan is a social media handle for Christine Chandler, a vlogger and fan fiction comic book author, known for her Sonichu comics, which involve a Pikachu mutating into a half Sonic the Hedgehog creature. Look, I haven't read the comics, just summaries of these comics. So I'll link to where you can read more of those for yourself. So Christine Chandler is also an autistic trans woman with moderate to extensive support needs, who has undergone almost 40 years of constant medical neglect and emotional and financial abuse. I'll link to a detailed account of Chris Chan's life and story, but the short version is her parents didn't meet her support needs, and she seems to have had difficulty distinguishing fact from fiction, which wasn't exactly made better by her parents' religious beliefs, which supported prophetic visions and revelations. Chris developed a special interest in Sega products like Sonic the Hedgehog and eventually Pokemon, hence Sonichu, which is a comic series and interest that she started in high school. In college, when Christine still identified as a man, she tried to get a girlfriend using gimmicks like carrying a sign advertising her availability. Unfortunately for her, she documented every detail of this love quest online, and between this, Sonichu's notoriously cheesy art style, and Christine's cringy takes, which combine, the tone problems that a lot of autistic people have with racist, sexist, and homophobic remarks, which probably came from her parents' hyper-conservative religious beliefs. Trolls found Chris Chan irresistible. Thanks to these trolls and their 2 decades of abuse, Chris Chan is probably the most thoroughly documented person in human history. Now, Chris Chan isn't a completely innocent victim in all this. She has repeatedly refused to change her life around when explicitly asked to do so, and has been involved in a few altercations where the police were called and had to be involved. So, when a recording surfaced recently appearing to depict Chris Chan confessing to allegedly having sex with her 80-year-old mother who probably has dementia, which led to her arrest and upcoming trial, people were split on about how to feel. So here's why I'm talking about this character. The autistic community hates Chris Chan. The trans community hates Chris Chan, and both for the same reason. Chris Chan, they say, makes their community look bad, and I get that, but I have thoughts on both wings. We'll deal with the autism stuff first. I agree she makes autistic people look bad, but it's pretty clearly not her fault. She was sheltered, given no kind of counseling, given no preparation for post-secondary life, and her parents and their particular religious beliefs clearly enabled her delusions. Even if she weren't autistic, I wouldn't blame her for her behavior, certainly not all of it. And look, I don't know if what she's accused of is true, but sake of argument if it is, I wouldn't be surprised if the mother's years of neglect and emotional and religious abuse reduced Chris's capacity to consent in this case. And as Chris's trial proceeds, I'm interested in monitoring the ableism that exposes itself in both the media and the justice system. And I will certainly have more to say on this as, the weeks roll on and we get more information. Now let's deal with the transphobia. Sure, conservatives like Blair White and Tucker Carlson are going to do their usual bad trans shtick, but lots of normal people don't take her transition seriously, including many of the trans trenders. Hey, I thought we weren't allowed to have objective grounds for transness. Or is that just a standard for us trans medicalists? Look, it's well known that autistic people are more likely to be trans than other demographics. About 1 in 4 trans people are autistic. I'm not going to litigate why that is here, but prominent autism expert Tony Attwood has argued that it's because autistic people are more likely to have opposite gender friends than same gender friends and want to fit in with their friends group. So, hey, I'm a girl, now I can be among you girls, or hey, I'm a guy, now I can be among you guys now. Now, this is an asinine and completely baseless take. But I find that much of the rhetoric surrounding Chris's transition is rooted in the same sort of transphobic rhetoric that Dr. Attwood used here. Oh, Chris just wanted to be a woman so he could get lesbians, or have an easier time getting access to women. You see the problem here? So I'm going to keep referring to Chris Chan as a woman, and I think it's advisable that we all just do that. So that's it for this time, but I will probably do an update or two as more information comes out over the course of the trial, and we'll see if this case ends up being a bit of a watershed moment for both the autistic and trans community. Take care, folks. Hi, I'm Tommy, and I'm a professional paleontologist. I'm also a philosopher and disability rights activist. Unlike most evolutionary biologists, though, I've had a lifelong obsession with the paranormal and the occult. Most of my videos concern the philosophy of magic and polytheism, or the politics of disability. Sometimes I talk about my actual research, but as that's my day job, I'm much more likely to just stick around and watch DuckTales. If you want to join me on my journey, friend, don't forget to like and subscribe, and welcome to Creepy Puppets Presents.